How's it going, YouTube? Jimmy the Kid 00 here, coming at you guys with another Vanguard deck profile. So, sorry Yu-Gi-Oh players, it's that time again. As most of you who play Vanguard will know, Set 4 came out officially today, and I figured, hey, let's build Shadow Paladins, because I want to build the Paladin decks, because I like Paladin decks. So, I went out with a mission, trying to build a Shadow Paladin deck. A few people had bought boxes yesterday because someone was selling them yesterday, naughty naughty, and two of my friends managed to basically finish the Shadow Paladin decks before I even managed to turn up to do trades because of my assignments. I went down today, bought a box myself, and a friend of mine, Sam Demand Vlogs, you will see an opening of it, bought a box as well, and collectively we basically pulled enough for me to build this deck, and I've ordered the rest off of eBay. So there are going to be quite a few proxies in here. The stuff which is proxied is basically on the way. It just needs to actually get around to arriving from eBay when the general set release happens. Then I'll have the full deck, but I just wanted to actually get this profiled for you guys to have a look at what I'm testing at the moment, and so that like my friends in Vanguard, who I will inevitably show this video to, can see the build I want to go with, and people can just give me advice, because I want advice on this, because it's only been tested only so much because I only just got it. Anyway, let's get into the profile. So of course we're going to start off with Full Bow as our 0, because there isn't a better starter. There's Full Bow and then there's Zap Bow. I think we know what we're going to choose. So we're going to play Full Bow for our Ride Chain. We're going to play for our triggers. 4 heal, 4 draw, 4 critical, and of course 4 stand. The only problem is I would play 8 critical, but this is all the triggers we have. We don't get another critical until next set, so have to play 4, 4, 4, 4. But I mean, I wish we had more draw triggers as well. I want more draw power, but can't have it all. Then of course we're playing a Ride Chain, so the Vanguard is going to continue to evolve, and we're going to play 4 copies of Blaster Javelin to keep our Ride Chain going. Then on top of that we're going to play 4 copies of Black Sage Charon, basically your 8k vanilla. It's so good in this deck, I really like it in testing. I'm testing 2 Witch of Nostrum Arian Rod. This combos quite well with Phantom Blaster Dragon's skill, so you can just tap this, use its skill, and then you retire it anyway with the Phantom Blaster Dragon, so you don't need to worry about it. It just generally lets you ditch bad cards from your hand for good cards. I really enjoyed its clone, Screaming Dancer and Dancing Announcer's Shout. I really like that in Novas, so I really like this. It's just a good 7k until better stuff comes out in set 5. So I'm currently testing 2. Oh, I'd definitely cut 1 for a third Perfect Guard if I had a third Perfect Guard. I'm currently testing 2 Garuru Bow. This is really handy for when you don't have 2s in hand, which I had a few times in testing. For when you don't have decent 2s in hand, and you really do need to get your attacks going. So it's 9k on the front row, and it also helps when you get inconsistent adds off of Badabkar after you've searched with your after you've killed loads of stuff with your Phantom Blaster Dragon. If you get a bad hit off of Badabkar, you can at least put this guy in the front row and like put triggers behind him. So he's pretty handy. And like if you leave him after you've killed 3 for your for Phantom Blaster, if you leave him in the back row, then start searching, you know that you can have him in either position. He's just variable, and I like that. Then I'm playing double Dark Shield. I play more, but I don't have more. So that's our grade 1s, and I'll just leave one of the Javelins there. That's the grade 1s. For the grade 2s, of course, we're going to continue with the chain and play 2 copies of Blaster Dark. I really like Blaster Dark, but I don't like it at any more than 2. You play 2 because if you take 1 for damage, you can still search another one with your Ride Chain. But he's so dead when you draw him. He's just a 9k vanilla when you draw him otherwise. He's really good when you ride him, because hopefully you might be at 2 damage that time and you can get an early kill in. But so I more often than not save the 2 counterblast for my Phantom Blaster Dragon. But yeah, I just wouldn't play any more than this, because it's a dead vanilla 9k when you draw it, and you just don't need it. You only need it in your Ride Chain. That's the only time you're going to need it. So 2 Blaster Ducks. Then I play 4 copies, and this is kind of controversial, 4 copies of Cursed Lancer. There is a lot of counterblast in this deck, especially in the grade 2s, so I don't see why you wouldn't play double Cursed Lancer. 4 Cursed Lancer, or at least 3. It just does so much work, gives you so many recharges. It allowed me to use Phantom Blaster Dragon so much more, use my my markers and my Nemains a lot more. It was just generally a lot better. And to be fair, I'm not a big fan of oh, I forgot his name now. The Fortress, the AIDS Blasters. I mean, I might play one or two of him, but I'm not a massive Donnerschlag. I'm not a massive fan of Donnerschlag, so just the way I feel. Then we're beginning the proxies now. I play 2 Darkness Maiden Marker. I have one on the way from eBay, so I've got to wait for that to arrive. Maiden Marker is really good because it allows you to set up, say when you've got you got a bad hand, you can just play this and get a booster for free. So it helps you with those kind of very stale fields where you're just riding and riding and riding and you don't even have a booster for your Vanguard. But the main use of this, I find, is if you haven't used Blaster Dark's skill, as I was saying earlier, or you've been recharging with Curse Lancer, you can drop this and get a free +1 off of it for 2 Counterblast, and then immediately tribute the 2 and 1 more for your Phantom Blaster Dragon. So it just gives you +1s to use with your Phantom Blaster Dragon, generating you free guys. So it's quite nice. I just like it for the fact that it generates you advantage in that way. And then, continuing with the advantage engine, I play 3 Scarlet Witch Nemain, again proxying 2, I have 2 more on the way from eBay, so I'm glad only 1 was pulled. Nemain is great for just the simple counterblast. You have this on field, and you're going to ditch 1 from your hand and draw 2, so you can filter out those bad cards, get into good cards. It keeps you speeding through the deck, and again, generates more advantage for your Phantom Blaster Dragon plays, so I really like it. I really do like it. Either way, that is all of our 2s. That is all of the 2s that I play in this deck. So, carrying on with the Vanguard, we're of course going to go to our final form of our Vanguard, which is Phantom Blaster Dragon. Phantom Blaster Dragon, in my opinion, is a controversial card, and I play 4 of him, but I'm proxying them. So these 2 are proxies, and then of course, I've got 2 for now. This is a controversial card in my opinion. I'm not sure how I feel about it. In very aggressive builds, I really like this, and of course in the Crossride build, I love it. But with set 4, and just at set 4, I'm not a massive fan of it. It's really good, really aggressive, but I wouldn't play it anywhere near as much as I do in a pure build. A friend of mine, shout out to Wingal, he plays a very different build. Well, he's been theorizing a very different build with Alfreds and Ildonnas. So, with Dark Dictator as an Ildonnas, which I actually quite like the sound of compared to this. But I do play 1 Phantom Blaster Dragon in that, because we're going to play the Ride Chain in it anyway, in my opinion, to keep your consistency going. But it's good because it's of its skill, the fact that it can, on its own, with a Blaster Dark underneath it, swing for 21k and 2 critical. That's great. But I feel that its cost is too large. I mean, maybe in the Japanese, when set 4 was the newest of the new sets, it was amazing. But now that we have things like set 6 and set 7 on the horizon, and set 8 on the horizon, set 7's already out, it kind of seems a bit past its time and redundant, so it's good, it's fun, but I don't feel it is the most competitive skill, and people will argue against me, but I'm not a massive fan. But yeah, we play 4 Phantom Blaster Dragons. I'd rather play 3, but I don't know what I would put in. If I cut another Phantom Blaster Dragon, I don't know what I'd put in, so like tell me what I would put in. I'd probably put in a 2, but I can't think of what 2 to put in my deck. So maybe that's room for 1 Donnerschlag, maybe, I don't know. Then, to round off the 3s, we'll move the Vanguard away now. I play 4 copies of Dark Mage, Badab-Kar. I would never play Silver Spear, Demon, Guxian. I'm just proxying because I don't... Like, we bought 2 boxes, and we pulled 1 of these. There were 2 boxes between us. No, we didn't pull any. This was given to me by Wingar. We bought 2 boxes, pulled none. So I need more of these. But this card is great for the fact that when you're doing your Phantom Blaster Dragon plays, you're able to just go, oh, free plus. Play this, get a free guy off the top, kill them both. So it's really good. Or when you've used his skill, if you had a full field when you played him, you can use this guy afterwards and then get yourself free tops. So it's quite nice and works really nicely in combination with a Garura Bow that's on field, as I explained earlier. So I really like him in conjunction with this card. I would only play 2 in the Ildonna Dark Dictator build, which I will profile later on when I have the cards for that. But for now, 4 in this deck is really good because of the fact that it's just a free dump it, make you play. Dump it, get free pluses. So I really like it. Otherwise, guys, that is about it for the deck profile of this. I'm really quite liking this deck. I mean, it's definitely not top tier. It's definitely no Gold Paladin. But I really like the way it's performed in testing. I will be testing this, and I will be testing the control variant, and I'm definitely very much looking forward to set 5 when I can build Majesty Lord Blaster and build the Phantom Blaster Overlord decks. And I'll have a lot of fun with building those, because the blasters have been my favourite archetype for a long time. So I'm going to be trying to come up with some really fun stuff like Shadow Paladin MLB, things like that. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and please give me your feedback on this build, because I'm really not sure where I want to take this. I'm really not sure how I feel about it, and I'm just looking for advice. So otherwise, this has been Jamie the Kid 00, and I'll see you guys soon with some more content, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Vanguard related. But for now, peace out. Bye.